Hi again, friends and family. We have just concluded our very last week in Idaho, and we are missing it already. We've only been home a day or two, and we can't believe we had all those wonderful experiences with our son Billy and his wife Bonnie. We took so many trips. We went to the Selway Falls. We saw the prairie lands. We were in wilderness. It was wonderful. I had a chance to do some painting, a lot of crafts, and we watched Billy's vineyard grow with all his wonderful neighbors helping out. We watched Bonnie's garden grow. You'll see pictures of that later. We were up there for 6 weeks and had a wonderful, relaxing time. Our kids all thought it would be great for us to get away from Southern California during the COVID times, and we enjoyed the non-populated, wonderful area, 600 people in their little town, and the most beautiful views. Most of all, I think Bill and I will miss these wonderful neighbors that Billy and Bonnie have. They all chipped in to help plant the vines in his vineyard without even asking. They'd show up with their gloves on and would work a full day. We did do a video, part 4, that's a lot of the vineyard building, which is fun to watch if you'd like to go back and watch it. Billy is perfecting his deer watch, should you say? What is it, Bill? Tell me.
Sensors.
His deer sensors.
So when they walk through the light, a chime goes off in the house next to Bonnie's side of the bed, and she gets up and scares the deer off.
Not yours. I thought you was going to let the dog out and do that. Unfortunately, as beautiful as the deer are, they have been chewing on the sensors, and that's the reason Billy had to send for this rather elaborate system. Let's hope it works before it gets all chewed up. We took some wonderful trips. The one of the ones last week was a trip to the beautiful city of Coeur d'Alene, Idaho. It was kind of a dullish day, but we drove up, saw the beautiful little town, and had a nice luncheon at the Dockside restaurant at the, I think they called it the Tennis and Golf Hotel. It was a beautiful place. Here's our food. In addition to Bonnie's absolute wonderful cooking every day, we did have a nice luncheon at the Dockside. Took a little tour of the town, beautiful old homes, and then drove back again. On our way home, we saw along the Snake River the town of Lewiston, which is divided between Idaho and Washington. A little history here of the first capital of Idaho. When we got home, 2 days later, Bonnie couldn't wait to remake her Coeur d'Alene luncheon. Now, these are some wonderful examples, Bonnie's garden and also a neighbor's garden, there are 2 or 3 of them, of sustainable gardening. Bonnie is growing just about everything, and in the 6 weeks that we were there, we watched it grow and we ate from that garden. In these days and times, it's probably a wonderful thing to do this. I've put the thumbnails like this one above, Glamping Grandma and Grandpa Part 2, on here because it's all our videos from the day we first left for Idaho 6 weeks ago. You might enjoy going back and looking at the 6 videos, or 5 besides this one. Really, you might enjoy them, all the beautiful sights and adventures that we had. So, today's craft is I'm painting Dorwayne's steel 9-foot saw that she had hanging on her garden fence. She has a huge garden, and it was cut out. All these are cutouts, but it was just plain. It wasn't painted, and she wanted me to do it in color. Dorwayne and her husband Ken are some of Billy's great neighbors, and Dorwayne has a garden that she's been doing for years. Also a big example
Look at this
of
dill.
sustainable living.
It's as tall as
She
I
has
am.
just about every vegetable and fruit that you can imagine. And of course, everyone up there does have to have the 7-foot-high deer fence. The deer are beautiful and wonderful, but they do roam every day. I loved her field of poppies, so colorful. And the position of their garden and house along the river is magnificent. This particular video has probably the most beautiful trips that we took, if you'd like to look at it. Just another example here of Bonnie's great cooking. One of our trips, we went to a fish hatchery, but we didn't see any salmon or anyone jumping up, as we used to see when we looked at the little rivers with the kids years and years ago when we lived in Scotland. We did take a trip to Grangeville one day and pass through the beautiful yellow canola oil fields all over that particular area called the Camas Prairie. I did order some extra of these bird houses to bring home. Terry, the nice man who makes them, came with them and dropped them off for me, so when I get the time, I'll be putting them in my garden. Here's Terry and myself in Bonnie's garden. You can see she has hers up. The night before we left, Bonnie had a barbecue, potluck, and everybody brought all their wonderful things that they cook and grow. And it was so nice to see all the neighbors one last time. Bill and I really have become very fond of all these people. Jana, Lana, Marcy, the King of the Hill, there he is, and Helen, Jim and Helen. Neighbor Mary surprised Bill and I with these beautiful quilts that she made.
Mary, thank you.
We are the
so
Joy
much.
Boys of radio.
Really
Hello, 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 hello.
That's my Moosey.
Well, this is Moosey's view of the beautiful Clearwater River and the vines and all the beautiful animals that pass across here. And here's my Moosey. Well, what do you think? It's almost time to go home. Tomorrow we leave in our beautiful motor coach.
I have this picture out this window just impressed in my mind. I'll never forget it. I just loved it here. I'm gonna miss it. Going to miss it.
We both are.
Yeah.
So tomorrow we hop in that coach and have a exciting and wonderful ride home.
Yeah.
And we'll miss all this, but
Yeah.
looking forward to seeing all the kids and the grandkids and
Yeah.
our little cottage. We have some new plantings to put in that Bonnie is sending home.
Right.
Veggies. We're going to be doing a veggie to our
garden.
place.
I love you.
I love you too.
Bye.
So as we leave, we take these wonderful, serene memories with us. The beautiful horses, the garden. I enjoyed picking the lettuce and eating it. We are so happy for Billy and Bonnie to be able to live in this beautiful area and home, that one day they're going to be starting a little B&B, a seasonal B&B. We'll miss the turkey that trots by our bedroom window most mornings very early. We'll miss, of course, the horses and the visits from the deer. Even though they would trot down to the vineyard, it was still beautiful to see them. And I'm so glad I captured them on my camera so often. Here we are, ready to leave. Billy is backing down the camper. It was a beautiful morning. We left about 8 o'clock. We had packed the night before. Here Bonnie is helping him get out on the road. What a day. Neighbor Paula happened to be taking her daily walk as we were leaving and said goodbye to Bonnie for a while. What we did was Billy drove the coach down to the entrance to the town of Coeur, and we followed in Bonnie's Jeep, as this time we were trailing the Jeep behind the coach. As we pulled away from Coeur and the beautiful Clearwater River, I could tell Bill was feeling sad, as I was. Go back and watch our first video on our way up. It was full of adventures and beautiful scenery. We didn't do too much photographing on the way home because it would have been a lot of the same, except that the beautiful canola fields were even brighter than ever. Hops fields in the prairies had grown 6 feet high. There's so much we'll miss about this wonderful time with Billy and Bonnie, their beautiful home, and so many of our adventures. Watching them work so hard with their neighbors and friends, building the gorgeous vineyards. Oh boy, will we ever miss Bonnie's meals. But then again, homecoming is always so sweet. We'll be glad to see all our grandkids again, even though the visits might be a little tough for us right now. Now that we are home again, we will continue our regular videos, so please do come back and consider subscribing. Thank you all for coming along on our journey with us, and we will be getting back to our regular schedule of uploading videos about our life with our children and ourselves and what we're doing to stay busy, active, and healthy. God bless you all. Thanks again. Bye-bye.